Welcome back to my channel, you crafting hoes. And it's H-O-S, okay? Not H-O-E-S. Hee hee. I am going to teach you how to make epoxy pens today. We are using Papermate Inkjoy pens. I'm going to link them in the description. I'm going to teach you step by step what you need to do to make yourself some epoxy pens. There's nothing to it. Get into it. Hey, hey, holla. Okay, so pro tip, and it's actually not a pro tip because I'm not a pro, it's just a tip. Hey, that's what he said. Anyway, you are going to actually take all of the parts of the pen that you take off, like the ink replacement and the tip and all that good stuff, and put them inside the Ziploc bag so that they don't get lost. And once you complete your beautiful pen, you can put everything back together without any issues. My best advice that I could give you is look at the order that everything is inside the pen, like all of the things, which order they go in, so that you know exactly how to put them back together at the end, okay? Learned that the hard way, hee hee. But hey, I'm over here making mistakes so that you guys don't have to, okay? That's my story and I'm sticking to it. So take a little set of pliers and just twist off the little thing on the side. It's made out of plastic, so it's gonna come off really easily. You don't even have to put that much force into it. You can do it, put your back into it. You can do it, put your back into it. So just twist them all off, okay? And then once you get all of these off, we're gonna go in with a sanding block. If you want to, you could use a hand sander. I didn't, but you can, or you can use a Dremel. I'm using a sanding block from Amazon, 100 grit, and I am just scuffing up the pen, beating it up, showing it who's boss, letting it know it can't mess with me, and just removing any residue, removing all that gloss off so that my glitter and my spray paint adheres really well so it doesn't repel any epoxy. And yeah, so it's a really good tip is if you lay the sanding block down and then you just move the pen back and forth. That ended up being a lot easier for me. So then we're going to clean them off with alcohol, and a lot of people use like those wooden prong thingies. I don't know what they're called. English is not my first language. Okay? But I'm using these straws. These straws typically come with your tumblers. I don't use them because I always use colorful straws. So I always end up just piling these up, but they actually fit inside of the pens perfectly, you guys. So I'm really glad that I finally found a use for them. And I know what you're thinking. The straw's a little bit long. Okay, I'm done. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it down. I'm just going to use a marker to draw a line so I could cut them all the same length. Look at me. I'm so smart. People think I'm all body, yada, 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 but I'm not. There is so much more to me than these love handles, guys. I'm not just an object. But anyway, once we do that, I spray paint them and I put them on my little attachment like this, so that they sit straight up while they're drying, okay? And you would spray paint them just like you would spray paint a tumbler, okay? I'm gonna link everything in the description. So we are going to make a fabric pen, of course, right? Predictable. You know how much I love fabric. I'm not going to go too much into detail about what I'm doing because I have a lot of fabric tutorials and it's the exact same concept. You're going to cut the fabric to size. You're going to apply Mod Podge to your pen, and then you are going to wrap it in the fabric, okay? And then once you wrap it, you're going to take your scissors and your X-Acto knife to cut the fabric to be exact. It's just the same step as if you guys were doing a tumbler. So if you guys need some more help in detail about how to do fabric, go ahead and watch my fabric tumbler tutorial. It's a few videos back. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this with 3 coats of Mod Podge. I'm super excited. Funny story, you guys. You please learn from my mistakes. Okay. So make sure that when you are placing your image or your decals, make sure that you pay attention to which way the pen is going to be pointing. That's super duper important, okay? I'll talk about that a little bit further on, but I wanted to do a really pretty green, like neon green pen. I'm super into neons. I'm a very colorful person. I like all the color. But yeah, like I thought about doing lots of things, but I was like, no, I love neons. So we're gonna do that Lisa Frank fabric wrap, our neon green, and then we're gonna do this really pretty like sunset, I don't know what I'm saying. But we're going to do an ombre with neon pink and neon orange because it's just beautiful, you guys. Why wouldn't you? And if you want to get that perfect ombre effect, tilt your pen and then just let that glitter cascade towards the center, okay? Now, guys, life changing. I bought these pen decals. They're clear cast decals that I got on Etsy. I will link the shop. They changed my freaking life. I'm sure some of you looked at my picture on Instagram and thought, oh my gosh, she did a tangram on a pen. Wow, she's so amazing. She's so funny and cute and body yada 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 yada. Okay, I'm done. But no, you guys, they are clear cast wraps and they are almost made the perfect size. There was just tiny little overlaps and I didn't like how it looked. So I used my X-Acto knife to cut it and boom. That took 2 seconds, you guys. And we're going to do a composition notebook pen. How freaking cute is that? That is like such a perfect gift for like, if you have like teachers that your kids, your kids' teachers that you love that are really sweet and you want to give them a little gift. How stinking precious is that, you guys? Oh my gosh. And it's a wrap. So literally it's a wrap. So this took like 2 seconds. And if you guys want to, you could apply glitter underneath underneath your wraps to make it sparkly. I didn't want every single one of my pens to have glitter. So I didn't, some of them I just left with spray paint. But I think that it worked out perfect. I ended up loving how it turned out. And like I said, these are almost cut to the exact size, but there is a little bit of an overlaps. And because it's a clear cast decal, you can see where it overlaps and it bothers me. So I just took my X-Acto knife. Look how I'm caressing the pen. Like, let me chill out. Chill out, sis. So I just use my X-Acto knife and carefully cut off that excess. Be careful, you guys, because the clear cast decal is very thin like me. And so you don't want to cut all the way. Excuse me? Did I just have a stroke? You don't want to cut all the way through. Look how satisfying this part is if I can get it to peel off. Come on. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. Oh, okay. You know what? I don't know why I try to act cool. You guys already know. You guys already know I'm a YouTube catfish. That's what I am. I'm a YouTube catfish. Hee hee. But anyway, look how freaking cute this little composition notebook. Oh my Lanta. Now we're going to move on to this mama one. You guys watch carefully because I'm about to fickety fuck this all the way up. Okay. I've never made pens before. This was my first time. Who the hell do I think I am teaching you guys how to make pens when this is my first time? Wow, I'm fake. Poser. So right here, unbeknownst to me, because at this moment I didn't realize what I was doing, but I didn't pay attention to which part was the bottom, like the bottom part that you write with, and which one was the top part. So I am actually placing the decal upside down. And I literally am not going to realize this until the very end when I put the pen together and I'm like, what the fudge? But it's okay. It's okay, you guys, because mistakes happen. We're all human. And I did not want to edit this out, even though I could have lied. But I didn't want to because I want you guys to learn from my mistakes. And if I can prevent this from happening to one of you, then that would make me absolutely happy. And also I want to be relatable and let you guys know that even though I have the body of J-Lo and people think I'm like, I make mistakes all the time. All right, I don't have J-Lo's body. I have Rosie O'Donnell's body, so sue me. Okay, so I saw someone comment on my Instagram a little while ago, like, girl, you have so much patience. Look at that chevron on the pen. Okay, well, now the truth is out, okay? Everybody knows it was a freaking sticker. But guys, work smart, not hard. That's what my mama always said. That is literally not what my mama always says. My mama always tells me, levántate huevona. My mom's always told me to work hard. So I that was a lie what I just told you guys. I did want to mess around with alcohol inks for one of the pens because I wanted to have like a variety of styles. So here I'm just kind of messing around. I'm using like a raspberry pink alcohol ink, and I'm just kind of dabbing it all over the pen with a little paintbrush. There's no rhyme or reason. I kind of just want to just like mess around and see what I could come up with. Guys, listen, don't sleep on alcohol inks. There's so much fun stuff that you could do. And even if you don't make a pen and you want to try this method on a tumbler, it's so much fun. Like the possibilities are freaking endless. But anyway, so I'm going to actually do 2 different colors just to kind of see what I can come up with. I tried this purpley, but I realized that the colors were way too similar. So I ended up switching it up to a blue. And then I ended up falling in love with it because when the blue and the pink combined, they turned into this like really beautiful purpley, and I just adored it so much. So basically I just went all the way around the pen and covered all the white spots with that pretty blue, and it just creates this really beautiful like watercolory. It's a little bit darker, but like watercolory effect. And the cool thing about working with alcohol inks is that it reacts to alcohol, like rubbing alcohol. So I took a spray bottle and sprayed this when I was done, sprayed it with alcohol, and it created these really beautiful cells. I'm actually going to show them to you in just a second. And I'm like, oh my gosh, one of my upcoming tutorials is going to have to be alcohol inks on a tumbler because it's such an easy and fun technique and you cannot go wrong. You really cannot go wrong. So here you see me picking up my alcohol and just spray, spray, spritzy spray, spredatzel spray. And I'm going to bring the pen up close and show you guys like those cells that created. Like, I think it looks so look at that. That is so cool. Oh my Lanta, I'm geeking out. I'm like, why am I acting like this is the first time I'm seeing this footage? Anyway, guys, I'm going to take Tack-It and a little paintbrush and apply Tack-It to little areas. And you need to let the Tack-It dry. And once the Tack-It dries, you can take that leaf, that foil flake leaf. I don't know what the hell it's called. Silver foil flakes. And apply it to the area where you applied that Tack-It method. And then when you're done, you want to seal those flakes with the same Tack-It because when you apply epoxy, you don't want them to go everywhere and get all messy. And so you make sure you seal those flakes, okay? That's super duper important. Learn from experience. What's new? Hee hee. Myra making mistakes? No, never. Okay, so look at all my pens. You guys, this stand, I got it on Etsy. It was only $15. Of course, I'm going to link it in the description for you. Look how amazing it is. It fits 8 pens. So I was able to do 8 pens at once. And I was able to use it as a stand for my spray paint to dry on my pens. Okay, so I've seen people epoxy pens lots of different ways. Some people epoxy each pen individually and then they stick it in the little holder. I wanted to just see how it would be to like epoxy them while they were spinning. I didn't think it was very bad because I didn't try to chase any of them. I was just trying to apply, epoxy as they were spinning. And I thought it was pretty easy, but you could do whatever method works for you. If you guys wanted to, you guys could even turn off the turner and then apply epoxy to like not the cups. I'm like on autopilot, not the cups. You could apply epoxy to the pens on top and then start the turner again and then apply epoxy to the next few pens. But yeah, it was pretty easy, you guys. And I wish that you could turn like 8 cups at a time on one thing like this, right? How cool is this? This is so cool. So I was super impressed with the fact that I could do 8 pens at once. And now I'm addicted because I have an obsessive personality. Like, I can't just like things like normal people. I have to freaking obsess, and like now I want to make 80 pens. But anyway, guys, I'm going to pop the bubbles, and then I am going to take a plastic bin from Walmart, cover my pens so nothing lands on them, and let them spin for 24 hours. When I came back the next day, it was not hard to pull the straws off at all. I was nervous about them sticking, and they didn't. I just kind of wiggled it around a little bit and was able to pull the pens right off. So that was a plus. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to evaluate. Wow, I sound so like bougie. Hello, we are going to evaluate our work. Not me trying to fake an accent in a different language, knowing very well I could barely speak the languages I do know. Hee hee. Ooh, but I do know how to say, can I have a quarter for some water for my daughter's dog? I don't think that was bad. If you close your eyes for a second, you might not think that that's me talking. Okay? Okay. So I'm just going to sand them, make sure they're smooth so that I can get the next coat of epoxy on them. For the ones that don't have glitter, the next coat of epoxy, which actually was the last coat. So whoop, whoop, jigga, jigga, whoop, whoop. So it's important to just make sure that they're soft, they're smooth, that there's like, you know, no imperfections with it, so you can get your next coat of epoxy on them. And like I said, some of them were so smooth that I hardly had to do anything to them. One of them had a tiny little fupa, like a tiny little baby pen fupa. And so I just used my sanding block for that. But for the ones that didn't need anything, I just cleaned them off with alcohol to get my sausage fingerprints off of them. Put them back on the little pen holder thingy mabob, jiggy bob. And yeah, that was it, you guys. This is super easy. Like, it is such... I was very intimidated to make pens. I was like, no, don't bite off more than you can chew. Like, you're fine. You already have your hands full with tumblers. Why do you need to try to do something else? But guys, making pens was so much freaking fun. Like, oh my gosh, I just had the best time ever. And now I want to make so many more pens. I want to have a pen for every day of the week, for every day of the month. Okay, so once I got them cleaned off and ready for their next coat of epoxy, I clickety-clacked them back into the little holder. Isn't this so cool, you guys? And like, the holder held the straws perfectly in place. It was just a perfect match. Like, look at it. I'm so obsessed with it. And for 15 bucks, bye, sign me up. I spend more at one trip to McDonald's. That goes to show you just how big my McDonald's order is. But anyway, so now I'm going to come back and epoxy them. I'm using a different method this time, you guys, just because I want to give you different options. This time I'm epoxying the pens one by one, okay? Turning off the turner and then just turning it on to get back to the other pen. Also, guys, let me fill you in on some top-notch information. If you go to McDonald's, did you know that there's an item that you can order for that people don't know about? So instead of saying you want a large fry, you can actually order a basket of fries, which is like the equivalent of 2 large fries, but only for $1 more. Bye. Sign me the hell up for that. So, of course, your girl, you know I don't skip a meal. I'm thicker than a snicker. I always get the basket of fries. You're welcome. Okay, so now we're going to pippity pop the bubbles, okay? Looking at that mama one hurts my heart because now I know it's upside down. What a sad day. Anyway, we're going to pop the bubbles. We're going to cover them again. We're going to let them spin for 24 hours again. Then we're going to come back and we're going to clean off the edges, okay? Now, don't worry about epoxy getting inside of the pens. I mean, it will get inside, but it's super duper easy to remove with the X-Acto knife. I literally just maneuvered my little knife in there a little bit and got everything out. Like, and then I just kind of sanded whatever pens needed a little bit of extra sanding. Got them ready for the next step. You guys, I hope you're enjoying this tutorial. I know we talked about this in the comments and you were all so sweet and encouraging, but I still can't help to get a little self-conscious sometimes. Anyway, guys, so for the pens that didn't need another coat of epoxy, that didn't need to be sanded, we're going to put them back together, okay? So just remember, make sure that when you take your pens apart, you pay attention to which parts go where so that you can put the pen back together. Look at that beautiful handwriting. Oh, my Lanta, she's a diva. And I didn't want to put any decals on this green pen because I just thought it was beautiful. Okay, guys, we're going to put this one back together. So we're going to take the refill, okay? We're going to take the refill, and then it's going to have the black tip that goes at the bottom, and then it has 2 little not extensions, but 2 little parts at the top. You put them in upside down because that's the little clicker thingy. And then you put the little refill inside, and then you just twist in the tip. And boom, bada bing, bada boom. I know that I literally just said, you put that thingy and then you flip it and then you drop it upside down. I'm sorry, guys. You know what I meant. Here's the pen that I effed up. You guys, look. The mama is upside down. I'm super duper sad about it, but it's okay. You live and you learn. You live and you learn, and then you move on, and you get a basket of fries to make you feel better. Also, my husband told me that we have a military ball coming up soon, and I'm like, damn, I don't want to go meet his friends at work looking like a freaking potato, you know? Literally, I look like the yellow M&M. I've got to do something with my life. I know what I have to do. I've got to stop ordering the basket of fries. That's what I got to do. Okay, guys, so now you just see me removing the excess epoxy from inside the pens like I showed you earlier. And I didn't want to put you through the agony of slowly watching me put them all together since I already explained that step. So here I put everything together. Bada bing, bada boom. Here's the final product. I hope you enjoyed my video. Until next time.